guys. OG of the HRC here. Another one from DC. I am so excited because I am doing Sisters in the Trenches DC version, and I am so excited. I've got my lovely girl here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us why you're fabulous.
So, hi everybody. My name is Latwyla Matthias, and I live here in DC. And go back with Hillary to 2007 when I interned for her when I was in college, but have loved her my entire life.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, I'm the digital director of a progressive organization in Virginia. So very excited to be working there. If you've been paying any attention at all, we've been kicking so much beep.
Yeah, you can say it. We've
Okay.
okay,
We've been
You can say
kicking.
it, like, yeah,
We've been
totally
kicking
fine.
all the asses. There
Yeah.
you go. I said it. And we're super excited to just bring progress to that state and hopefully spread it around the country.
Right, and that goes to with Virginia. I think it's a great example of the power of the vote.
Yeah.
Because y'all made it blue again.
Absolutely.
I mean, governor, you guys have the seat, this state legislation. You have the Senate seats are all blue. I mean, that is the power. I mean, the abortion stuff that's going on there in the positive direction. You have the gun stuff that's going on there in positive. I mean, hot topic of Virginia. Who knew that Virginia would be the hot topic state?
Well, I mean, it's so funny because when I started out, it was a very stressful legislative session. And so from 2019 to 2020, it's just been a very big 180 turn.
Right.
And we're super excited about it. We've done everything from pass anti-hair discrimination laws to passing laws banning conversion ban to passing legislation that will repeal trap laws where if you go to get an abortion, they give you this long spiel of medical knowledge that you don't need to know. Literally, if you go take an abortion, you could get a medical abortion, which is just taking a pill. So listening to that long spiel is very traumatic for people trying to go through that.
Right.
So we've repealed those laws in Virginia, and they're on the way to being into the governor's desk so he can sign them. We're super excited of all the advocates. I've actually, like I said, I've been on the ground for about a year and a half now, but I know people who've been working for this almost a decade.
That's insane. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and again, Virginia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not
because it's a southern state.
It's a southern state. People don't comprehend that either, but Virginia, it's just... I mean, because Tim Kaine's wife's dad was the governor, and he was a Republican, and Republican politics is so much in Virginia. It's and I think it's great, but I think it just stems to voting all the way down the ballot. I mean,
absolutely. And the one thing that I've been at a conference all week this week, and we've been talking about getting the voter turnout turned up, like you talked about. But one thing that's so unique about Virginia, and the reason I think that we've been able to train our voters to turn out, is that we have elections every year.
Right.
So we don't have to worry about a 2-year wait or a 4-year wait or what have you. We have elections every November. So it's practice, and practice makes perfect.
Right.
So
it
works really well.
I think Virginia is an example of what can happen in a state like Michigan.
Yeah.
Because Michigan has this amazing... I'm obsessed with her. She's... Gretchen. I am if you follow me on IG, on my personal IG, I'm obsessed with this woman, Gretchen.
Yeah.
And I think she just was announced as the co-chair of Biden's campaign, by the way, which Harris was the co-chair of Obama in 2008 and 2012. So just saying, throwing that out there.
Yeah, we love women in power, as you know. I
exactly.
mean, that's what our whole friendship is based on, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. It's exactly true. So I think Michigan could be the next state that could, in this election, that they can change their state legislators, because that's what she's trying to balance right now. It's a Republican.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I think a lot of blue collar workers, just like in Virginia, are tired of the same old same, and so they want that power back.
Absolutely. We have 15 trifectas nationwide, so it's really spreading out there, and we would definitely want to increase the number of women legislators, progressive ones. We're just gonna put that out there.
Progressive, but a progressive who gets things done. Remember when Hillary said that?
Absolutely. And Hillary is a prime example of what we can do when we put women in power, as we know. I mean, if you're a fan of this podcast, you know that Hillary is the gold standard.
The core.
Yeah.
The core of our whole podcast. That's literally why I started the podcast, was getting back to that sort of Hillary Clinton Democrat mindset. And such an example of that too is the African American vote.
Yeah.
I mean, Hillary nailed that.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
95% of Black women voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And the fact that so many of these candidates in this race currently have ignored that.
Yeah.
Is just devastating to me.
Yeah, and like, you know, Barack Obama, when he became president, he had a very diverse cabinet.
Oh my God.
He empowered so many people of color, and I have no doubt that Hillary would have followed suit and done the exact same thing. She would have empowered women. She would have empowered people of color. Like, yeah, absolutely. You know? And I just, you know, this cabinet here is old white
guys. All those pictures that we see. It's like the infamous picture, right, of Pelosi standing up, and she's the only woman in the picture, but not only that, she's all white men are around her and she's standing up against them. But
absolutely. And like in Virginia, we flipped 18 seats. And if you look at the old people who were in the seats before, they're all white men.
Yeah.
And if you look at the new people, they're women, they're young women, they're women of color, they're men of color.
Right.
You know, so it's just like diversity is a really good thing.
It's a really great thing. I mean, you know? It's just, you think even like the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King went to the Jewish community and was like, hey, we need your help.
Absolutely.
He knew he needed white people to get on the news. You know what I mean? He needed that because they weren't getting much coverage. And so they came together, and they had just been through World War II, so the Holocaust, so they felt each other's pain. And they came together, and that's what it's all about.
Speaking of which, like, Virginia has its first woman, and she's Jewish, Speaker of the House.
Yeah,
first time ever.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's very huge.
That's huge. I mean, these things matter. The diversity matters. I always think for myself that it's my job to say, no, this is wrong and this is right. Like, that's my job.
Absolutely. You know? I mean, it's sometimes so painful when you feel something in your core so deep and you like can't. I've been feeling this a lot today, so there's going to be a lot of feelings in this podcast. Sorry in advance.
Hashtag the feels.
Yeah, so just like a lot of feelings. Like today on the Virginia floor, we've been discussing redistricting, and there's an amendment, you know, that's not protecting communities of color in the redistricting process, which is so important. And there was a ton of impassioned speeches, and you know, I'm sitting in my apartment in DC, I'm watching this, and I'm just like feeling all the feels. That, and combined with, you know, the Hillary Clinton documentary coming out today,
I know,
and then on top of that, like Elizabeth Warren dropping out,
more women.
It's just like all of the feels are like coming together in this perfect storm, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this weekend's just gonna be like just the devil.
I feel you. I know how we've gone from having all these women in the race to now none, and we're like, I say all the time, how did we go from nominating, first of all, the first Catholic president, JFK, the first black president, Barack Obama, and the first woman? I mean, like, how did we go to now two white male? And listen, I love Biden as like Uncle Joe, not necessarily as my president. He wasn't my first choice. But it's just like, how did we get here?
Well, it's so interesting because, like, I really remember when Biden ran in 2007, and I'm, you know, native South Carolina.
1, 2, or 3, because he's
right.
He ran in the 80s.
I know. Well, I was clearly an infant in the 80s, but
right, I know.
So don't remember that one. But I remember in 2007 when he ran, and I'm a South Carolinian, so he came to South Carolina, and it was just like an odd story. Nobody really cared. Yeah, and now that he's won South Carolina, it's just a very weird dichotomy there.
You know, to me, I look at like something like Super Tuesday, and I think what's really like sad, but I'm excited at the same time, is that I feel like people weren't voting for Joe; they were voting to stop Bernie, and they didn't want that whole movement to take over our party. Right, it's a very dangerous game to play.
Oh, absolutely.
In terms of the House and the Senate, and so I just felt like he's winning all these states, and that's amazing. And I'm, you know, but at the same time, it's not because I feel like in 2016, people were going and they were saying, I'm with her. And they were like so excited. And it wasn't just because she was a woman. It was because she was a qualified woman. So I feel like that's missing, you know.
Hillary Clinton is like I said earlier, the gold standard. It doesn't get any more perfect than her. And, like, you know, I even said it to you the other day. I don't feel about any candidate like I felt about her, and I probably never will again. Yeah. Which is super heartbreaking and depressing because I'm not that old, guys.
Yeah, I know.
But it's interesting, like, you know, part of me is happy that we've coalesced behind someone.
Me too. But we're closer together than I thought we'd be at this point, to be really honest.
But it's also like, you know, every person who's liked Hillary Clinton or who has liked Elizabeth Warren has been, like, in some ways, like, commented on or, like, abused by a Bernie bro.
Oh, and Harris too. Her support of the K-Hive has been like, oh my God.
Yeah, so, like, everybody I know who supported a woman candidate in the past 10 years, or past 10 years, has been abused or like commented on, or like some Bernie bro has said something.
Right.
Right?
Those Bernie bros.
And so
delightful.
today I see like those same bros saying stuff to the effect of, you know, we should coalesce behind Bernie, and
Oh
you
yeah,
can
they're
vote.
trying to demand now when they like
Yeah.
what was it, like a month ago when they put when that whole thing happened with when he called her a liar and she came up to him with a hot mic and said, you called me a liar, and then literally seconds after that they put snakes, all hundreds of snakes in the Twitter comments.
Oh yeah.
And it was the Bernie bros, and it's like I say all the time, why is it no other presidential candidate has followers like that? Like none of them. I mean, I've had my issues.
Well, somebody does.
Yeah.
He's in the White House right now.
Right. But I just mean, like, why is it that on our side we don't have this problem except for with him? So do you think it starts from the top and goes down?
Well, I think, you know, fish rots from the head.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing about that. It's like, you know, I posted an article saying like I was so excited to vote for her, and I had a Bernie bro comment on it and say basically like, oh, you can still vote for a Sanders Warren ticket. And I'm just like, excuse me?
Why is it too that like women always, and it drives me nuts with like Harris, who I love, and I've known her since I was 18 because she's a Bay Area girl, and like
absolutely,
she was like the real deal there, and I knew she was going places.
Right.
But like all the like Biden Harris, and then they're like saying before Super Tuesday like she needed to not only endorse him, but they should announce her as VP. So then that I'm like, why is she being used like that? You don't hear guys' names being thrown out to use them. It's like they want us when they want us, and they don't want us when they don't want us, and it's all on their terms. And
absolutely.
It's
I
garbage.
mean, it's interesting because I've seen a lot of things happen in the past 24 hours, like both on the local level and like nationally, where it's like, you know, I've been around like politicos at this conference, and everybody's like, oh, he has to have a woman, and it has to be a woman of color. And it's like, okay, yes. And then I have these national groups that are like, spread the word on the social medias, you know, that it has, you know, force Biden to make this decision. And I'm like, well, it's still a close delegate race.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, some of these national groups are like, force both of them to make the commitment,
right,
you know?
Right.
And I don't know if Bernie's going to make that commitment, to be honest.
With Warren?
I mean, with any woman.
No, I think maybe Tulsi, to be really honest. He really, like, I've never seen him light up the way that, like, first of all, she's a Russian bot, and I don't care if she wants to sue me like she's trying to sue Hillary now. She is a Russian bot, without a doubt in my mind.
Mercy.
She's the Jill Stein of this election.
I can't with
and
her.
Hillary is 100% right when she said there's a Russian bot in the Democratic Party, and she's already being used. So, that being said, I think he adores her.
Yeah.
Like, he adores her the way that he adores, like, AOC and all of those kind of girls.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be offended with that choice.
Really? You're...
I mean, I kind of like... I watched her documentary on Netflix.
What was it, like, knocking down the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. Like, I admire her fight. I admire that she takes no bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, I'm a Ayanna Pressley Democrat.
Right.
So.
She is. You know what I love about her is that she just like does her thing. The fact that the rest of the squad were like, we're going with the old white guy.
That's what I admire.
Like, no, I'm gonna go. She's so I mean, I don't. In 2016, before she was quote unquote a congresswoman in a name and all that,
right.
She did this impassioned speech, and she would go around for Hillary because she was up and coming.
Yeah.
And she's so brilliant and just so I adore her.
Me too.
I think I just love the fact that she went against her friends and and she was like, no, this is what I want to do, and it's for me, and that's what I really appreciate.
Me too.
With the squad girls, sometimes I feel like AOC kind of controls the show, and the rest kind of follow suit, and I feel like, really, like, it's just so strange to me with those girls that they had a choice between Elizabeth Warren, who's very progressive, and Bernie, who has accomplished really nothing in 30 years, and, like...
I love the squad, and I agree with you. Like, I think that they, you know, act cohesively sometimes, but I think Ayanna Pressley is the wild card of the bunch. Oh my God,
she's the wild card.
And I love
She's a bright future.
Absolutely.
I feel like she's going to be a senator. She's going to do the path. She's going to be a senator. She's going to be something huge is going to happen to her. I don't know what. She's so young, and she's so
young, but like literally every time she opens her mouth, like I want to shed tears because it's just phenomenal. And you know, I said earlier that I might not feel about anybody like I felt about Hillary, but I could potentially feel that way about her.
I feel you because I honestly feel that way about Gretchen.
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriends will say to me, like, because this is how much I love her. I do not live in Michigan.
Yeah.
I've been to Michigan like a handful of times. Like, and I watch her like House State of the Unions. And like and my boyfriend's like, you like light up. When she was announced as the State of the Union rebuttal. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like I couldn't, and I was so proud of her because I thought this the Democrats don't pick these people randomly. It was Stacey Abrams the year before, who is phenomenal as well.
Oh my God,
yeah,
I know.
she's a gift. She has a bright future too.
Oh, I know.
But I feel that way about Gretchen. Like how you feel like maybe there could be something there where I feel like, wow, there's that connection there for whatever reason.
Well, it's just, people have to have like a certain spark about them.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like being good at your policies and having a plan for everything like Elizabeth Warren. It's also like how you carry yourself and like your leadership qualities.
Yeah.
I know Elizabeth Warren had them. I think Hillary had more of them. She's been in it longer.
Yeah, and she's had a lot more roles where she's had to be more. I think her starting out as a first lady really helped her develop how to, because as we know, like she doesn't like to run for things. She just wants a job, and she had to kind of figure that all out when she was first lady, and then when she was a senator, then it sort of started to come to her.
Absolutely. But I mean, I think that spark with her was always there, and I could kind of see it in Ayanna Pressley too, because literally like every time she speaks, and I got to see her speak one time in person. I was sitting there like a teenager, like I was so excited.
Right.
I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I love that though. I love that you're finding someone who, because I think like that's what Hillary would want for us is.
But it's also like you said, like I'm not her constituent.
Right, exactly. You're not. But yet it clicks. I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I completely get it. I understand that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, how is it being a woman of color and working in government, working in that?
Okay, cutting right to the hard stuff. Cool.
I gotta.
I mean, it's how you think it is.
Really?
Like it's tough on some days like today, but also on other days when you're able to like pass legislation to advance like your community and make the ancestors proud. It's great. And it's hard because it's like, I'm from South Carolina. Like I don't come from an affluent family, but my family is pushed forward really hard to make sure that I had every advantage that they could provide for me, and like I try to use my privilege to help my family as well. So it's like you're trying to like help yourself and also like advance everybody else with you too. And you feel that pressure. You do feel that pressure to like make it and do right and like advance and do well and make grandma proud.
Right. No, I
so
get that.
It's like all of those things, but it's also too like I feel a passion about it. Like clearly we've been talking about this. Like we're so excited.
Right.
We're talking about this. Like everybody else is talking about like Love Is Blind.
Right.
So
right. Exactly.
Because like we love this.
Yeah.
And I also love Love Is Blind. No offense, but
no, I get you.
we're giddy about it. Like we love it and we're excited and we're passionate about it because we want to see America live up to its potential.
Right. And so then that pushes you through that excitement that it pushes you through the hard time. Because I mean, as a woman in general, it's just hard in politics. It's just a bitch. But if you're a woman of color, it's like
even more of a bitch.
It's even more up of, I mean, it's just, it's wild.
It's super wild. And like the thing about it is too, is like, I was talking to my mom earlier and I was like, America breaks my heart all the time. It's like, but I won't give up on her.
No, exactly. That's key. That's key. You can't give up on her. Because if you give up, then they're going to win.
Exactly. And I can't live in that life.
Right. And we've been, like, the thing is, as a country, we've been through so much.
Yeah.
Like, we've been, I mean, like, deep shit.
I know.
Like,
and it's horrible.
Slavery and
oh
the
my
Civil
God,
War
I know.
and, civil rights. And,
I know.
I mean, then we, like, lost Martin Luther King and then we lost JFK. I mean, it's just, like,
trauma.
Yeah. We were just talking about it today. Can't imagine in the 60s they lost Martin, they lost JFK, they lost RFK, and they lost Malcolm X. All within, a short period of time. I often
think about, like, what I would do if I were born in the 60s.
Yeah, right? I know.
I told my mom, I was like, I would be so radical, you'd probably never see me again.
I know. I mean,
like, it was, like, literally, you would probably never see me because I'd probably go off and, like, join the Black Panthers. I would be the one, like white girl,
crazy. White Latina girl who was, like, in the Black Panthers.
Oh, like, yeah. Like, me too. Because it's like, you want to, like, shake things up. Like, you want to, you don't want to deal with the status quo. And I was talking to somebody the other day, like, about how I felt in 2016. Like, I went to Women's March and, like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like we've been through so much in the past 4 years, and I'm afraid of what's to come. So.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking because, like I said, I am not excited about Joe Biden. I feel like everyone's getting behind him because we have to, and like there's literally no other choices now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I believe personally that it's going to be a brokered convention. I think the delegate count is going to be so close.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he like comes out and he does phenomenal in like Florida, which he might because of all the Cuba comments.
I mean, he might.
But everything, I don't want to take anything for granted. I feel like in 2016 there were times that I thought she's got this. Like, there's no way that she's not going to get this, especially when it was like Trump is the nominee. And I don't want to do that again.
I thought that all the way up until I was at a watch party at the National Building Museum waiting for the balloons to drop.
Yeah.
And like when it hit me that was not happening, it was like a deep depression that I'm still in.
Yeah. I mean, me too. I mean, it's just, I did not think for a second. I will say this, I knew when the Comey stuff came out the second time, right before the election, I thought, I don't know if she can I don't know. This is the last scandal that she needed again. And I know how people think of her already, right. And if they were on the fence, they're gone. Yeah. You know, and they're going to vote for this Cuckooville because they think she's a liar. You know what I mean? And
it's, you know, it's sad, but it's, I mean, as a woman of color, like, it's sad, but it's not also surprising because it's like, in 2020, I can say that because it's like hindsight now.
Right.
But,
hindsight's 2020.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Double entendre, I didn't intend.
Right.
But, it's like, you know, like America has like a very racist history and present.
Yeah.
So, you know, thinking about that, it's like, okay, Donald Trump is the symptom of the disease, but we have to like cure the disease.
Because when he's gone, there's still those people
Absolutely.
Who believe in that.
Absolutely.
And that's the bigger issue. I think, in my opinion, what happened after Obama won is those people who flocked to Trump, they got madder and madder as you had this gorgeous Black family in the White House. Yeah. And then people also on both got complacent. They thought, we got a Black president. We have a Black first lady.
Like, we did it, guys.
We did it. So, like, now we're good. But we're not good.
But we're
we still have a lot of deep issues. So when that was gone, that sort of safeguard of Obama was gone, we were like, oh, wait, what? Like,
well, it's interesting, too, is like, you know, Barack Obama did so much when he was in the White House, and it was like a very historic win. Mm-hmm. Everybody was really excited, and they were like, you know, we did it. We brought all this stuff to America. Like, we're going to change. And, you know, here we are in 2020, and, you know, it's like we've gone back 30 years.
Oh, yeah. It's
at least.
And now it's like, and then we have, like, I was just, when I first got here, it was the day that they were doing the Supreme Court case for the Louisiana case about abortions. And there was, like, Planned Parenthood people there.
Absolutely.
All these amazing signs. And then there was, like, the, you know, pro-life people there.
Yep.
And I was like, is it 1975? Like,
I mean,
why are we still, like, why? But also, I think that's what people need to understand. I say this constantly on the podcast. RBG is not going to last forever. I pray for her genuinely every day because that's my, like, homegirl. But, like, she's not going to last forever. Neither is Breyer. Breyer is getting older as well. And Sonia Sotomayor, she has diabetes, and she goes up and down with, like, how she takes care of herself.
Wow.
So, like, those things make me very nervous. That's, you know, we could potentially have a 7-2 court.
Absolutely.
And Roe v. Wade is genuinely gone.
Absolutely. We were just talking about that, actually, because, you know, they were talking about this redistricting fight. And some of the conservatives were saying, well, you know, the courts fixed the maps last time. They could do it next time.
Oh, please no. They fixed them for what side?
Right. And it's like the court is going to change, guys.
Yeah, it's going to change. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I wish the media would have talked about more in 2016 is the importance of the court. Yeah. And, like, no, like, Hillary was talking about, I know for a fact, she was talking about it. And, I mean, no one wanted to listen, and this is what I say all the time. Like, you don't get to claim RBG if you waste your vote or you stay home. Like, you don't get to claim her as your, like, notorious RBG unless you understand that, like, by not voting and or, like, writing in Bernie Sanders because you're pissed is you're literally saying, like, I don't care about her. Absolutely. I don't care about retiring her. I don't care about giving her a break. I mean, I can't even I've said this so many times, but I literally can't imagine him replacing her. Like, it makes me sick to my stomach. Like, because it's just tragic.
Well, the thing about it is, too, is like I watched this episode of The Weekly from New York Times. I don't know if you ever watched that, but it's great.
Sometimes,
And they talked about, there was a member of Trump's cabinet, and I forget his name, but like he came in with the mission to like appoint as many conservative
and that's what they're done.
Federal judges as possible, and they're just like those people are just in there now.
Republicans are, you know, I gotta say
they're strategic.
They're strategic, way more strategic than we are. Like, we take, like, 2 weeks to respond to something, and they're like, when it happens, they see a goal, they see a little light at the end of the tunnel, they're like, let's go. And they've been working on this for 30 years. Since Reagan, they've been working on this. To take over the courts, and it's worked.
Absolutely.
Because now he has over 100 plus judges
Yeah.
And Mitch McConnell purposely didn't let Obama. He blocked them all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then he blocked the Supreme Court seat, of course.
Yep.
But it's just like they are so strategic.
And they're organized.
And they're so organized. And they have no shame, by the way, of saying, we're going to take money from who we don't care.
We don't care.
We're just going to fundraise. And we're
they
always
have
like,
no shame.
oh, what? Like, okay, no, stop. Until Citizens United is overturned, which is a disgusting law, and it shouldn't be, take dirty money out of politics, period, point blank.
Yep.
But until then, this is what we're dealt.
Absolutely.
And we have to fundraise.
Absolutely. Like, we have to be at our fighting weight at all times.
At all times, because they are.
Yeah, and they're not, they don't care.
They do not care.
They have no shame.
They have no shame. That's
no
the difference between them and us. They have no shame. Like,
Absolutely.
Mitch McConnell has no shame that he's called the Grim Reaper. He's like, go ahead. I don't really care with my $10 million house. I really don't
But
care.
it's also like the pro-life people that you were mentioning earlier.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they have a fundamental belief that they are right.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. Which
And
is
it's
like,
just
how
like,
do you
yeah,
come at that? You know what I mean? You
absolutely.
can't have a conversation with that. Like, they believe in their soul. You're so right that is right, and that's God's way.
Absolutely.
Know? And that's hard.
It's super hard, but it's also like we have those rights, but we are not as nearly like ground down in our beliefs as they are.
Right. But also we don't have quote unquote God on our side, right? Like,
yeah.
they have God on their side.
Well,
so
I like to believe God is always on my side.
I know, mine too, but I mean like in the theory. Theory of like how we sell it.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, you're like you're killers and you're the
what I think they have is religion.
There you go. That's
side.
what she says. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, absolutely right. I believe that God's always on my side too. But absolutely right. They have religion to play and manipulate, which is what they do.
Absolutely.
So,
and, you know, the thing about it, and I always have to think about this too, is like religion was created by man and they can twist it to however they like.
Yeah.
You know, so you can say that God says a monopoly of things, but it's like God is personal for everybody.
Exactly.
And they have to think about God on their own terms.
Right. I know it's what I say all the time. I say Hillary Clinton's one of the most like centered people with God.
Yeah.
And people don't even really understand that or know it about her.
Yeah.
Because she's so quiet about it, because it's personal to her.
It's definitely personal.
You know?
It's personal to everybody.
Yeah, I think so. And the ones who are shouting from the rooftops are the ones that I'm like,
yeah,
that doesn't quite make sense to me.
Well,
you know?
I mean, you know, I think some people on the right like to, you know, force their religion on you, and that's not
when
Hillary's
it starts getting
style.
forced is like not genuine. Like you're like that's not genuine. That's not the way that I imagine God in my head is.
No, I mean the Spanish Inquisition is over.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
exactly. So, what is your overall goal in government? What's your dream?
Oh. I mean, like mountaintop dream probably would be like U.S. Senate.
Ooh.
Run for office someday.
For what state? That's the big question.
Probably Virginia, because
okay.
I love Virginia. Getting into it, it's just like making me fall in love. If you had asked me 5 years ago, I probably would have said Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Because I went to college there and I loved it a lot. But now that I like live in the DMV area, I really love Virginia. So probably Virginia.
So do you think, speaking of that, do you think DC should be a state?
I do think DC should be a state.
Oh my God, it's the craziest thing to me. First of all, it's taxation without representation.
Absolutely.
It's like and so I believe in Puerto Rico should be a state too.
Absolutely. I think all of the territories should be.
should be state. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I mean, you know why I think DC is not going to, they don't want it to, the right doesn't want it to become a state?
Racism.
Yeah. I was saying there's a lot of black voters, but
Racism. That's the same reason for Puerto Rico. Racism.
Yeah, exactly. They're terrified that all those like brown and black people will, you know, go and vote Democrat. Yeah,
that's the reason for it all.
Exactly. Especially DC, there are so many black people here, and it's just like because it's the politicians don't live here full time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like a real like city district, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's like the craziest thing to me. Because you can run for DC senator maybe one day too.
I mean, yeah, but DC politics is so entrenched. I don't know if you know a lot about DC politics.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. I think it's a lot because there's not any like set anything. I mean, they're just sort of here and they're just...
Well, it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic because, the government controls DC's budget.
Yeah.
And then DC's council, they're all very like, I was born in DC. I love DC,
Yeah.
It's so interesting. And, you have very diverse parts of the city, but you have very like white affluent parts of the city also. So it's a very like strange range of folks that live here.
Totally. It depends on all part of the city you're in. And
absolutely. And like we have, 2 at-large seats. So, if you're at-large, you have to appeal to the whole district. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those things where you have to win like the people who've been there all their lives and the people who just moved here.
Right.
So it's a lot.
So Virginia Senate. Okay, I like that. You would be like this woman of color senator in Virginia. That would be like, wow, we've done something in our country,
Yeah, I'd have to get in line behind the fabulous people who are already there.
Right. You got
but
some years,
I'm cool
though.
with
You got
it.
some years. Don't worry, you got some years.
I'm cool with it because like there's a state senator that I love. Her name is Louise Lucas, and she is phenomenal. And if you don't know about her, you should.
Google her. That's what I would say to me. Google her. Google her, everyone.
Yes.
Google her. So, have you always been this like proud Black woman, or did you have to come upon it later in life, or?
I think I've always been a proud Black woman. I think I might have been quieter about it during my awkward teenage years.
Right, I think we all are.
But as far as like proud of being Black, yes, like my mom instilled in me very early, and this is an anecdote I always tell about her, and she always cringes, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. When I was incredibly young, my mom told me, she's like, those white people go to the bathroom just like you. Don't be afraid of them.
Aww.
So that was instilled in me at a very young age, and I've always carried that with me, and I love it because it's so accurate. It's helped me, not be afraid of going through life as a Black woman, as a woman from the South. It's just one of those things where it's like,
Yeah, no, I think it's great because you are very proud and very sure of yourself. That I will say, you're very, very sure of yourself, and I think that's phenomenal to see of any woman, but especially a woman of color. I think that's a phenomenal thing to see.
Thank you.
You definitely. Thank you. Thank you. So, we talked about that. So, what's your favorite? This is just a fun question. What's your favorite memorial in DC?
Oh, the DC War Memorial.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a little one. It's unknown. It's shaped like a dome.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Why do you love it so much?
I don't know. It's just it's in the park. It's randomly off to the side.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden almost.
Yeah, and that's that's what I like about it. I like going out there really early in the morning just to hang out. It's just very peaceful. Oh. That's what I like about it. I like spinning around the dome and stuff, so it's fun. Yeah. I was telling earlier when we were out making our video or whatever, and we were at the FDR, and I said, it's so funny, when I came here in 8th grade for the first time, Data had just finished, and they had just gotten approved for the Martin Luther King Jr., and it was so weird to see it now, because it's so beautiful, and I think that they did such a remarkable job of it. Yeah, absolutely. Simple. I love the MLK one, too, because it's right by the cherry blossoms. Yeah. And my nephew's coming right after peak bloom. He's 5. So I'm going to take him out there. Really excited
it's the
about
best.
it.
When it's peak bloom and everything's, it's
gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. There is nothing like it. I highly recommend to everyone listening, go to DC in peak bloom, because it is you'll get addicted. You'll want to come out. We're so upset that we have to leave, and it's not even close to being. We saw a little bit of buds, and I was like, oh my God, we're so close.
Yeah, we're super close. And pro tip, go very early in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it gets crowded.
Yeah, it gets very crowded. Have you ever been to the festival, the Cherry Blossom Festival? No.
So I went and saw them at Peak Bloom last year, and I went at 6 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And it was totally worth it, because literally around 7, that's when the crowd started to pick up. But I actually went on the day of the Cherry Blossom marathon through the city. So I didn't realize this when I planned it.
Right.
And so I had to finagle through all of these people running around and stuff. It was kind of funny and comical, but yeah, every person in DC is required to know about the cherry blossoms.
Yeah, it's a must.
Yes.
It's a must without a doubt. And then when it's peak bloom too, the smell.
Oh my God.
The smell is just
And it's right over the Potomac. And I went out there as the sun was coming out. It was perfection.
Know. There's so many great. Instagram moments.
Yeah.
in DC. Yes. It's just full of them. Yeah, absolutely. When we were leaving,
I'm gonna post my pics when I get home.
Yeah. When we were leaving the Capitol tonight, it was the sun was coming down. It was right on the it was perfection.
Yeah.
You can't make. They did such a beautiful job of building the city. I will say that.
It's gorgeous, and what the path that I took when I went to see the cherry blossoms, I went by the Lincoln Memorial, and you can saw the reflecting pool and stuff, and then you go to the MLK. It's nice and worth it.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah.
So weird today. The reflecting pool had no water because they're cleaning it, but people were walking through. You lose that whole feeling when there's no water.
Well, it's so funny too, because a lot of weird things happen in DC because of the backdrop. No spoilers, but if you've ever seen The Handmaid's Tale, like they did a shot in DC, and it was so funny because like the entire mall, like that area was like swarmed with people like in the hoods.
Oh.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is super crazy and kind of weird to see, but like when you watch the show, it makes a lot of sense.
Right. But. What's your favorite political show?
Woof. I used to have so many. I used to love Veep. I still love The West Wing and watch it all the time. Really quick,
did you see the final season?
Oh, yes.
Okay, for some reason, I wasn't as in love with that final season.
No, I wasn't either.
How it ended, I was like, what?
I thought it was dumb.
And she ended up alone and like all that, I was like...
I hated it,
right?
I hated it because she sent Gary to jail.
Yes.
No, sorry for the spoiler.
Yeah.
But,
it's long enough now that it's...
Sorry.
But if you haven't seen it yet, people, then...
Yeah, you should really get all that. But it's not great.
No, the whole season. And we kept like looking to see if like writers changed. Everyone was the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was having that long break because she was in cancer treatment but like something was off.
I thought it was off too, and it's a shame because I didn't feel like it was nearly as funny as the previous seasons.
And it was like ended. It was over.
Yeah,
I just hated the way it ended. She's all alone, super sad.
And then he's like creepily like looking at her.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
I mean, it was not good. It was not good, and it makes me so sad because I loved it so much. But
yes, I loved it.
So you love
too.
The West Wing too, right?
I literally watched The West Wing when I get sad, so I'll probably start watching it this week.
It's just like the go-to.
It's so feel good.
It makes you feel like this is how it is, but it's not. But
no, not at all.
There's like certain days though. I think I was interviewing another woman who was running for city council, and she says some days you have West Wing days, and some days you have like House of Cards days.
Oh, so I was about to mention them actually.
Yeah, did you watch all the seasons of House of Cards?
No, I couldn't make it through the last season.
Okay, I stopped.
Yeah.
Because they pushed back the release because Hillary lost.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
And I never picked it back up.
Right.
Because it was like I don't want to deal with nasty politics because we're dealing with nasty politics right now.
Absolutely.
But the first 2 seasons, genius.
Obsessed.
Yeah. Like it was.
I really loved it, and
Robin Wright on that show was oh my god.
I know, she was such life.
She's such life.
Those outfits alone, just
oh my god,
girl.
Oh my god, when they had the threesome with the Secret Service agent, you were like, no, this isn't gonna happen right now, and then it happened.
The funny thing was like I thought it came out of nowhere. Like it was such good acting. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, and it just like happened. Like it was just like natural. Like oh, this is totally normal.
I know.
I don't want to imagine that happening with any of the presidents or any of the I don't want to whomever it is. I do not want to imagine that at all. But yeah, West Wing I love. Did you watch Parks and Rec? You do, right?
I did. So this is the thing though. All my political shows are over now.
I know.
It's depressing. No Scandal, no Parks and Rec, no House of Cards, no West Wing, no Veep.
So writers out there, if you're listening, we need a new political show.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
Parks I feel like all the shows I watch now are nothing to do with politics, which is good and bad.
I think maybe people like subconsciously did that because things are so crazy.
Maybe.
You know, the industry was like, whoa, these are going to be failures.
I mean, even on Scandal, they had like a Trump-like character.
Yeah.
But they like quickly got rid of him.
You know, I was the one person in America who liked Melly.
Yeah, I liked Melly too.
Oh, okay. We're the 2 people because every time I said that, people were like, what? Ew. I'm like, since the beginning, I felt bad.
Melly.
And then when it was announced, and then when they said she like was raped by the father, I was like, see, I tried to tell you.
Validation.
I love that. I love Melly. And I love that she ended up being president and all of that. Like, it's perfection. I mean, Shonda Rhimes, come on.
Yeah. Melly was great.
Melly was great.
She was just misunderstood.
She's misunderstood because, like, her father-in-law raped her.
Yeah.
I mean, like... And
well, yes.
And then she didn't know if the father of her child was either a father-in-law or...
her husband.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
she's misunderstood.
I did not see that coming at all. When that happened, I was like, dang, Shonda, you don't play.
Right. And then she, like, you know, like, distances herself from her own child.
Oh, my God. That's
dark.
Real dark.
Dark.
Real dark. That's Shonda, though. And then we have, of course, to switch away from political shows, we just gotta like talk about Mariska Hargitay and her brilliance.
Oh my god!
Which you know that it was.
So that's kind of a political show.
Oh my god, there's political moments all the time on that show.
Oh my god, yes.
It just got picked up for 3 more seasons.
3,
not 1, 3.
I posted this on Instagram. I was so excited.
I mean, Dick Wolf said, the creator of the show, he said, as long as Mariska's here, we'll be here. Because she is the show.
Absolutely.
Like, everyone else can go. I love Ice-T. I love all of them, but she is the show.
She's
the
show.
Captain now, and...
The show's been on for like 21
seasons. 21 seasons.
And the crazy part is that, like, we were all scared not long ago of
When
cancellation.
was Stabler leaving and all that drama?
Yeah, well, not then. I'm talking about literally like a couple months ago. They were like,
really?
"Is SVU gonna be renewed?"
Oh,
And
I
it
didn't know
was like
that.
it was like a scary time, and I
That's
was like,
very
"God, if they cancel this show, they're dumb."
right?
Because
It's just like a easy money maker.
right,
I mean,
people are obsessed
yeah,
with this
so
show,
upset.
myself included.
Everyone's obsessed. I mean, Mariska Hargitay is like a legend to our generation. We've always known her on television. You know, like she just makes everything better.
Right, and on top of that, she's an actual advocate.
Oh my gosh, she's such a mad advocate. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she started her own foundation.
Yeah, she's
the
great.
backlog of the rape kids.
She had a documentary about it.
Oh my god, it was so
Like,
brilliant.
how can you
That
not love her?
documentary, by the way, with like in Detroit, that warehouse that was like burnt, and there was hundreds and hundreds, and I mean that happens across the country. And
Absolutely.
it's bananas, and that Mariska's the only one talking about it
Yeah,
and bringing awareness.
she's working with local legislators to like end the backlog,
I know.
and she's an actress. Like, how can you not love her?
She's the best. I don't know anyone who doesn't love her. She's just the best,
Ugh,
and she's so
obsessed.
beautiful inside and out, and she's a gift. She's a gift to us all.
I mean, yes, but I need them to bring back Barbara. I need them to bring back Stabler.
I love Barbara.
I need them to never fire
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Right.
And like, I love them
Ice-T,
all.
I
Like,
know.
they asked the other day, like, you know, what was the biggest twist? And I was like, when Stabler left.
Oh my god, how he left was so sad when she was like calling him, and he was, and I'm like, boo, he's not coming. You know?
Yeah, like,
like your friend's gone.
I know. And I
ugh.
just, you know, I don't know, like, Dick Wolf, if you're listening, could you just bring him back for like 10 minutes?
I know he's really not. Where all of his shows he's tried after have not been successful.
Yeah.
Chris Maloney. So it's like, no, you need her. What's really funny though is a lot of people thought the show would die when
Yeah.
he left, and I thought, no, she's the show.
Well,
so we're gonna be okay.
It's crazy because it's the only Law and Order left
Yeah.
on TV. And
It
he's
is.
really put a lot of weight behind the Chicago things.
Yeah, I know he is.
Which is, you know, fine. But
Fire, PD, ambulance.
yeah, it's just like all those things
Yeah.
is like Chicago Med or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, fine.
Yeah.
But
Lady
let's talk
Gaga's
about
accent.
Law and Order.
Yeah, please, let's go back to that. Yeah.
Because if I'm talking like real talk, like I love all the Law and Orders.
Oh, you love all of them?
All of them.
Okay.
I loved Criminal Intent. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I loved the original Law and Order.
It's always on rerun. Can you imagine how rich
It's on every day of the week.
every day of the week?
If you
Dick
play it
Wolf
right, it's
is the
on
richest
every
man in America.
Absolutely. Like, I'm surprised,
mean-
like, you know, he's not out there running for office.
No. Right.
But, you know.
No, I know. It's so interesting. And Mariska's, she's doing pretty well because she's executive producer now.
Absolutely.
Like, not a producer, executive producer.
Good for
She
her.
directs episodes.
Ugh.
She is the star of the show, number one on a call sheet. I mean,
Ugh.
like, and she deserves every second of it.
Absolutely. Like,
Oh.
I can't even think of anything else she's ever done.
I know.
And I don't even care.
Me either. I don't even care either. I'm like, this is it. I'm good. For the rest of my life, I'm good. I'm
It's
solid.
just like, keep her on Law and
and
Order.
she's so connected to Olivia Benson. I mean, that is so much
Yeah.
a part of who she is. Like,
She probably couldn't do anything else.
right.
You know?
And I love how they added the picture of RBG to her desk in the background. It's
I
so
love that
cute.
too. I
Makes
love
me
that
so
too.
happy. Like, it just showed up one day. I was
Absolutely. And
yeah.
fun fact, Joe Biden is the only presidential candidate who's ever appeared on Law and Order.
That's
SVU.
true because he's very close with Mariska.
That's
He
right.
does all the rape stuff with her. Yeah, he is a big sexual assault advocate. That's like
Yeah.
his thing. Like, yeah, he's definitely. And you know what? I love Dr. Biden.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like,
Oh
that
my
girl.
God, with
to
the
me,
block.
oh my God.
Man,
She
I
is
posted
like,
about that.
I was explaining, like, so she's a Philly girl, and there's something about like women who grew up in urban areas that are very just like that's their instinct. I understand it. I get it because like I'm the same way. Like, don't do that. Don't come.
Well, here's the thing. So, God bless Dr. Jill Biden,
Oh
but
my
also God bless Simone Sanders.
Oh my gosh.
With
She's
the linemen rushing.
next chief of staff of the United States of America. Let's just say that right now. She is.
She came through with the clutch. in
She
that
I love
move.
how she's like I broke a nail, and then she like Instagram that she
I
was
saw
getting her
that.
nail. She is everything though, like everything and then some.
It's like time to get my nails done.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I hope that was expended to the campaign because that was the line of duty imagery right
That
there.
was perfection. Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Amazing.
I've always had a love for Dr. Biden. Always. I'm always like, I used
She's
to always
so
say,
great.
can we have her as first lady without Joe Biden?
You know what's funny is that you mentioned that. It's like I was in Iowa for work and I met Bennett's wife.
Oh, huh?
And I was like,
Why isn't she
running?
running? Yeah, I know.
You know?
That's what I think about Dr. Biden, because she's very quiet. Like, she likes her personal life, you know what I mean? But it's interesting, because I think sometimes, too, like, these amazing women who are... That's what I always say about, like, Trump. It's really sad for me, because I always have a first lady to look to.
Yeah.
You know, like, Laura Bush. I can't stand W. Bush, but Laura Bush was, like, cute.
Yeah.
And, like, children should read. And, like, you know.
Yeah, she tried.
Melania, it's like, I don't get anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. And that just sucks. Because I
barely
want, like,
opens her mouth, and when she does, she plagiarizes.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Oh my god, that was... Like, who thought that they would get away with that?
Listen,
I mean, all I was waiting for her to say was, I was a young black woman in Chicago.
I think part of us are just waiting for Melania to just take a run for it.
Right.
Like, she looks like she's traumatized.
She's so pissed. Like, she's
woman.
over it. Like, she never
I
wanted
feel really
to be
bad
there.
for her,
I do too, actually. As a mom, I feel
Yeah.
she wants to protect her son, who's
Yeah.
a little bit, like, awkward, let's say. And then she's just, you know, like, I do feel bad. Because she's also, like, not from here. So she doesn't understand, like, what am I supposed to be doing? And here's an interesting fact. Her chief of staff works for Trump also.
Ugh.
That's never happened before. There should be battles between, you should probably know this, between the First Lady's office and the West Wing. There should be battles of, like, why did the First Lady say this? Why did they say... No, they all were... Her staff works for him. That's never happened before.
She doesn't talk.
She doesn't talk. And also, he controls every aspect of her.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, be best. Everyone be best.
I mean, you know, there was that whole, like, free Melania thing going around, and I don't know what's going on with her. I feel like
I do feel bad
she
for her,
might be trapped in her own life.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think that she was raised in a really small country where it was like, marry a rich man in America because you're really pretty, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do not judge that whatsoever. No, I get it. Like, if I was from another country, I would be like, marrying a rich man in America too. Do you? But I think she did not understand, like, all of it. Like, I mean, I do feel bad for her.
Do you think she knew that he wanted to run for president when she married him?
No, I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't even think that he really, like, did it in the beginning for reals. I think that he was trying to like
see
be a
what
PR.
Can happen.
Yeah. And then his ego got a hold of it.
Yeah.
And then I think even on election night, he thought, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna, like, complain about it, and I'm gonna make a, but I don't think. I think he actually, honestly, hates being president. Simply because he is someone who he goes to Mar-a-Lago whenever he wants anyways, but I mean, like, he can cheat on his wife and there's no question. He can have 10 mistresses, there's no questions. He can live his life. He doesn't live his life. Yeah. He hates the job when he has to go to, like, the Situation Room. He hates his job when he has to deal with nonsense like the coronavirus.
Well, it's funny. It's just like that West Wing episode where John Goodman became president for an episode. And he's like, when's the fun part of president start?
That's exactly what it is. He only enjoys the fun part where that's why he still did rallies, even when he wasn't campaigning. He needed that, I feel like. And also, like, he's gained so much weight and like John Goodman. Like, insane amount of weight. And that's not someone who's happy, like, I think he's like, I'm over it. And honestly,
you don't think it's a 24-hour-a-day chef that he has?
No, he's not. Definitely not. I think that I've been saying this for a while. If God forbid he ever got a second term, I want to believe that he's not. But if he did, that he would halfway through say, I'm done. I've fixed America, so I'm out of here. And I think that honestly, he's gonna leave Pence, and he's gonna pick Nikki Haley as his VP. Well,
Pence is governing while he's out there doing rallies.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, Pence is not doing great. This man, like, denounced a needle exchange that would have saved his state. Mm-hmm. So he's a horrible human.
He's a horrible human being.
And, part of me was like, should Trump get impeached? Because then we have Mike Pence.
Right, so exactly. Like, what is our options here?
I don't know about that.
And Mike Pence is pushing down a lot of things in his life.
Mike Pence needs to go away. Like, he is the Grim Reaper.
He's literally Voldemort. He's like, have you seen him hug people? He's like, not even. He doesn't, and he calls his wife mother, like, weird, like Norman Bates. Yeah.
Hard.
So I think honestly though, Trump is gonna drop Pence and he's gonna pick Nikki Haley because Nikki Haley has been very, very loyal to him. And she's like the it girl of the Republican Party.
As a South Carolinian, I denounce that because...
As a Californian, I denounce that.
Well, here's the deal. I worked in the South Carolina legislature when she was a legislator.
Dish, tea.
Whoo, girl. And I mean, I remember distinctly, she had a floor speech where she denounced state funding for abortion, even if it was from rape or incest.
Oh.
And that stuck out in my mind, and I was like, I hate this woman.
Yeah.
And now she's like, and then she became governor and like all these things, UN ambassador or whatever. And it's just
right,
like,
but really question this.
why do people like her?
Like, a
I
lot
don't
of people
get it.
do on the Republican side.
Oh, they
because
do.
they get
They
to
love
say,
her.
"Oh, she's a woman of color, and
That's
she's woman."
it.
Like, so we're not. See, we're not. It's just, you know, we're not
Republicans
racist.
are real good at tokenizing.
So good.
Great.
So good. Oh my God, Trump lately. Oh my God. But I think Nikki Haley, like, you look at it, like, she left a really cushy job. And she came to be his ambassador, and then she left that. And I question that. Like, someone who's on the fast track like that doesn't give up.
Well, the funny thing is, I question that also because she badmouthed him for a little while, and then all of a sudden it was like a whoop.
Yeah.
Switcheroo.
She was like against it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I honestly think Pence is out, and then he has a woman on the ticket. You know what I mean?
I don't think he ever really wanted Pence, to be honest.
No, but
I think
it
the
was genius.
establishment
It was smart,
wanted
though, for
him.
him. He got the evangelist because of Pence.
Well, I think the establishment came in and were like,
Establishment and the evangelist. You can't
married
have
a
both.
porn star. You need somebody from the Christian right.
What are you talking about? She's just a nude model. She's like,
okay, girl,
he
bye.
cheated with the porn star.
Can we talk about fun things? Can we talk about our dream VP candidates?
Dream VP candidates. Go
Okay.
ahead. Who's your dream VP candidate?
So I posted a really funny post on Facebook earlier talking about my dream VP candidates, and I started with serious ones and like not so serious ones. So serious ones, of course, like, you know, you've got your Elizabeth Warrens, your Ayanna Presley's, you've got your Hillary Clintons, of course, because that means she could be president.
Right.
Um,
There's a theory going around about that. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and then you've got your not so serious ones like Lizzo,
Lizzo.
Beyonce. Somebody commented Little Miss Flint, which I think is phenomenal. You've got who was the other one that I said? Oh my God,
that's the greatest thing ever.
No, Lizzo for VP. Lizzo 2020. I'm with it.
Lizzo is 2020. Like, let's just.
Lizzo 2020.
on it. She's
I mean,
on
her in the White House. Can you even imagine?
I can. It would be fabulous.
It would be fabulous.
It would be so much fun. She'd be like playing her flute all the time.
Oh my God, Sasha B fluting in the White House.
Oh my God,
I can't.
Oh my God, so talented, so talented. All right, so my VP picks.
Yes.
I'll be like Hillary. I mean, without a doubt.
Yes.
We'll
come back to your theory in a second.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to my theory.
Okay.
I actually haven't really given this much thought because I've just been like.
You're just like got starry eyes for the hills. We know.
No, yeah, we know. No, I don't know. Maybe I haven't thought about it because I don't want to like jinx anything.
Yeah.
I think that.
Oh, I forgot to say Stacey Abrams, but go ahead.
Stacey Abrams, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I feel like set her up for such success coming forward. She deserves a big win, and she's the boss babe. She's remarkable. But Stacey Abrams, here's the thing: a lot of people are saying Biden, Harris, and I will say this: I love Harris, and but I don't. I want her. I feel like she could be the best attorney general we've ever seen. True talk. She is a lawyer. Okay. She is a prosecutor. Like, she, in her heart of hearts, like, that's who she is. That's, like, because she was our, attorney general for California. And she, like, came in and just, like, changed everything. And remember, she came in after Arnold Schwarzenegger had been governor and messed everything up for the state.
Well, here's the thing about that. So I do have two more picks, but they are not women. They are men.
Okay, that's totally acceptable. That's
yes.
what feminism
we'll allow it. But anyways.
Right.
So one that you mentioned, AG, is Eric Holder.
Oh.
Because he calls back to the Obama administration, which is why Biden's here. Let's play real.
Right. He needed a safe white guy. Yeah.
I mean, but he is, I have all these Republican friends who like text me. They were like, Barack Obama can't be VP, right? And I'm like, legally, no.
No, but he could be a Supreme Court justice.
There you go. So, I mean, Eric Holder evokes the same feelings in the community, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, and he's been doing redistricting nationwide, which is great.
Yeah, that's like his thing, yeah.
Yeah, so he has national profile.
Yeah, he does.
He would bring that color that Biden needs.
Yeah, we need some color.
Also, my second choice is South Carolinian Congressman Jim Clyburn.
Literally, Clyburn is the reason Joe Biden Super Tuesday happened. Let's just be clear.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Like, when that happened, when Clyburn came out, I was like, Joe gonna be all right. Like,
well, he's my pick because every CNN interview I've seen so far with Biden's like surrogates are like, we're gonna do anything Jim Clyburn says. We love Jim Clyburn. We're not here except for Jim Clyburn. And I'm like, they're saying his name a lot.
Yeah,
maybe it's about to come and be on this ticket real quick. So
I love how Bernie said, by the way, when I think it was Rachel who asked him something about the Clyburn, he goes, "Oh no, I didn't go after. We don't have the same politics."
ew.
What? So like Democrat
Because he's a Democrat?
Democrat politics are your politics? I mean, come on. You know who I am going to put on my VP list? Lauren Underwood.
Ooh.
I love.
Friend of mine, I like her a lot.
She
NLC grad, she's great.
She is phenomenal, and
Yeah.
I just think that there was this group of girls who aren't the squad, but are just like, it was like Katie Hill before the whole ridiculous drama happened with her. Lauren Underwood, the Native American women, Sharice Davids.
Yes.
They came in and they said, let's just look at what Nancy Pelosi does. Let's just follow her and go with her and look at how they've flown with that. And I think that is the future of the House of Representatives. That is one of them is going to be the Speaker of the House at some point.
Yeah.
After Hakeem, I believe Hakeem is going to be a Speaker of House too. But
Name
I
it and
love
claim
me
it.
some Hakeem. Oh, I love
Name it and claim it.
Right?
I'm here for it.
Oh, I
Let's
love
do
Hakeem.
it.
Oh, I love him. I love when he did the Speaker of the House and he said, "Down with the NDP." Oh, I love him. I love him. I said, "Preach." But Lauren, these girls to me are like, this is what it's about. They do the hard work. They show up. They have built. They're like legislating, like just genius.
This freshman class has been.
Oh my god!
On
And
point.
all of that happened because Hillary Clinton lost.
Yeah, which is sad
is
that we
horrible,
have to sacrifice the queen for everything else.
But I mean,
This
then
is
we
the
got
chess
another
people.
queen because Pelosi came in and did her thing.
Well, Pelosi was always there. Let's
No,
just
but I
be
mean,
real.
as Speaker of the House,
Oh,
like
yes.
that was like the moment that I felt like I could breathe.
Well,
was
anybody
when-
who didn't think she was going to be Speaker of the House.
Oh, there was a
smoking
lot
crack
of people. The
'cause
media was thinking.
I didn't think anything else.
The media was trying to sell it so hard. They were like, "Oh, I don't know if she has the vote."
Oh, you mean that same media that said Joe Biden was going to drop out of the race?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Then,
And that Hillary
cool.
Clinton and her cough and her all that stuff. Yeah.
Girl,
But
yeah.
the media was so intense that like my boyfriend, who's super on with politics, he kept looking at me and being like, "You're sure? Like you're getting word that like?" I was like, "Come on." Do not doubt my girl.
I think you and I chatted about this, and I
We
was
did.
like, I never had a doubt.
No, I never had a doubt
Never
for a
thought.
second.
Mm.
Even when it got down to like, they're like, "Oh, she's making a deal." Of course, she's making a deal. Do you
Yeah.
not know this woman?
I was
She
going
will
to say,
slit
that's the
your
name of the
throat.
game. Do you not know the game?
Right. She'll slit your throat, and you won't even realize you're bleeding.
She's the game master. Hello.
Like, she plays chess. Everyone else plays checkers.
There you go.
She is the queen. I mean,
For a reason. Because
she's the
she built that
queen.
crowd herself.
she did. That she did. Well, we only sleep 4 hours a day. Like she does. That's what happens. You like can make a crown, and you can make shit happen for yourself. She is. I mean, I thank God every day that she's there in the speaker's office, like doing her thing.
And she trolls Trump so well, which
Oh
is
my
so
God,
great.
it's the best. It really
know?
is the best when she says, "I'm praying." For her clap and the tip.
I just sideways clap, guys.
Sideways clap. That's what
It's
she did
great.
right now. You know it. Like, oh my God, she is just. And when she came out with the orange jacket and the sunglasses and was like, "I'm here."
Trolled. What up? You know, women are judged by their fashion, so she played that perfectly.
Oh my God.
You know?
She is like, her fashion is on point. It's not like on point right now. Like, girl is with it.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a scarf. Sometimes it's a, like, and then she has these gorgeous brooches now and these like vibrant, I mean, like, girl is
Her
like,
stylist
this is my,
needs
like,
an award.
yeah, I mean, like, she got a stylist this time, I gotta say.
I believe
Because
that.
Pelosi growing up was like her outfits were like pantsuits that were like polyester.
Oh, she was like known for them before
Yeah.
Hillary was. And it's just like, you know, come
Yeah.
on, girl.
And then she like one time she had like a leather jacket on the other day, and I was like, "Dang, girl!"
Yes. I need to Google that picture later.
Yeah, it's the best. It's
Okay,
the best.
cool.
She is. Yeah. Did you get her book that her daughter wrote?
No, but I did see her Vanity Fair cover.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like,
Holla.
yes.
I know. You have to get the book, The Nancy Pelosi Way. It's written by her daughter, Christine, who's big in the California politics.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a great book. I just started reading it. Tony got for me for Christmas. So
yeah. So I just got a book. It's called How to Be Anti-Racist.
Oh.
I think everybody in the
I think
U.S.
everyone
political
should read
system should read it.
it. Yeah.
And it's great. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
So I will add Nancy Pelosi to the list
Yeah,
as soon as
add
I finish
it,
that
'cause
one.
it's definitely, I mean, excuse me, anything Pelosi is, I'm all about, obviously, because I named my
Yes.
cat after her, for gosh sakes. But
Cat
yeah,
Pelosi.
she's Fancy Nancy. Yeah, she's Fancy
Aw,
Nancy. And I
that's
swear to
cute.
God, she I'll put like C-SPAN on, and Pelosi will be on there. Swear to God, she goes up to the TV, and I have it like I
She
swear to
knows
God,
her namesake.
She literally like it's the cutest, sweetest thing, and I'm like, one day when I interview Pelosi, because I will, I'll be like, my cat loves you too.
Aw, that's cute.
But when I got her, I was like, oh, you're my little Fancy Nancy. So yeah, that's my girl, man. She my home girl.
I'm surprised you didn't name her after Hillary.
No, if I get a dog, I'm gonna get a dog. So she's the top bitch. Yeah. So she's the top bitch. Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming and DC and having fun with us, and hope you had fun.
I did have fun. This is so great.
Wow, you're going to love it when you hear yourself, too.
Oh.
You have to get used to hearing your voice. I got used to hearing my voice.
I was going to say, everybody hates that, myself included.
No, I used to, too, and now I'm like, oh, I love hearing myself. I'm like, can we do YouTube channel?
Oh, no.
I want more. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing was, like, I thought you might be filming this for YouTube. And I was like, ooh.
No, I would have told you. I would have been like, hey.
Okay.
Not from me. Yeah, soon. All right, so this is the OG of the HRC signing out.